All right, good morning, seniors. This video is for Monday, March 30th, 2020. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a great weekend, and welcome back. A couple quick things today. I'm going to share with you guys the Mass Gospel because, I feel like the last couple of weeks, it's been hard, at least for me, to, uh, you know, have kind of this daily exposure to the Word of God. And so, first thing I thought I would do is I would share the gospel and the reflection from Mass today, much like we've done in class before. So today's Mass gospel is taken from John chapter 8, and it's a very familiar story of the woman caught in adultery. So here's the story. Then each went to his own house, but Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early in the morning he came again to the temple. All the people came to him, and he sat down and taught them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and placing her in their midst, they said to him, "Teacher, this woman has been caught in the act of adultery. Now in the law Moses commanded us to stone such people. What do you say about her?" This they said to test him, that they might have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. And as they continued to ask him, he stood up and said to them, "Let him who is without sin among you be the first to throw a stone at her." And once more he bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. But when they heard it, they went away, one by one, beginning with the eldest, and Jesus was left alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus looked up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, Lord." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and do not sin again." Um, Here's the reflection. So today's gospel presents the story of the woman caught in adultery, which is one of the clearest demonstrations of what Catholic philosopher René Girard called the scapegoat mechanism. The scribes and the Pharisees bring to Jesus a woman they had caught in adultery. Where must they have been standing, and how long must they have been waiting in order to catch her? Their eagerness to find a victim is testimony to the insatiable human need for scapegoats. The novelty of the gospel is revealed in Jesus' refusal to contribute to the energy of the gathering storm. Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. Jesus directs the energy of scapegoating violence back toward the accusers. He unveils the dangerous secret of that the unstable order of society has been predicated upon scapegoating. The Church Fathers emphasize this point with a neat interpretive move. They imagine that Jesus was writing in the sand none other than the sins of those who were threatening the woman. Then we see, at least in seminal form, the new order. Go, and from now on, do not sin anymore. The connection between Jesus and the woman is not the consequence of condemnation, but rather the fruit of forgiveness offered and accepted. Awesome. So I thought I'd share with this gospel with you guys today because I think scapegoating is still such a common problem in society today. A scapegoat is basically this person who's blamed for the mistakes or mess ups of other people, and you place all of the blame and the guilt on that person or that group. In the Bible, in the book of Leviticus, where we get the term scapegoat, it's basically this goat that's symbolically takes the blame of the sins of the people and is basically sent off into the wild. And so maybe reflect today on the prevalence of scapegoating in our culture today. Where do you see scapegoating taking place a lot? How do you see people placing too much blame unjustly on a group or a certain person? Where do you see that in your life? Where have you been guilty of singling out people for mistakes that they didn't make? That's a super common thing, and I think especially in these times where there's a lot of uncertainty and we feel like we're out of control, it's really, really easy for us to want to point the finger at other people. Instead, and this is the real challenge of the Christian life, is that we are to look back into ourselves, and basically look at where is the sin, where is there sin in my life? Where's the speck in my own eye before I point out the beam in someone else's. I think that's a super important quality to grow in for all of us, especially in today's times where people so eagerly are wanting to point the finger at someone else. Okay, so a couple quick announcements for you guys as we get started this week. Simplifications. So I think this is going to make things a lot easier moving forward for all of us, you as students and me as your teacher. Monday through Thursday will be our class schedule. So no more like thinking about, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday, uh, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, like just 4 days of class, Monday through Thursday. So you're going to have something for me each day to look at or do. There's going to be a regular schedule for assignments as well. So each Tuesday I'll be giving an assignment, and each Thursday I'll be giving an assignment. Remember, due dates are due the following day by 4 p.m. So for instance, the homework that I'm giving you guys tomorrow will be due Wednesday by 4 p.m. The homework that I'm giving you guys Thursday will be due the following Monday. So you have 3 whole days to complete it. That's plenty of time for the amount of work that I'm giving you guys. It's very, very light. Regular, so keeping that class schedule regular Monday through Thursday, nothing Friday except to do any classwork that I gave you guys on Thursday, so you don't have to do it over the weekend or Monday morning. And then sticking to the regular schedule for assignments. I think that's going to make things a little bit smoother running going forward. Also a note, giving an extra grade this week. So you're going to have 2 grades this week, Tuesday's homework assignment, Thursday's homework assignment. Friday, I'm going to be collecting an image of your handwritten notes from previous class videos and lectures from last week, as well as your notes from this week, which is why I'm not asking you to turn in now. This Friday by 4 p.m., you're going to upload pictures of your notes to Classroom. Basically, that's my incentive of showing that you guys are tuning into lectures, taking notes, kind of retaining the information that I want you to retain, especially as we're going to have our quizzes and eventually a test coming up in the near future. So if you have any questions about that, these are kind of details that I think will make life a little bit easier, as I mentioned, for all of us. Please shoot me a message with any questions, comments, things that weren't clear, and concerns. Okay. Now, your assignment for tomorrow is to first compose and send me a Blackbaud message. Any questions from this video that you have? So, what doesn't make sense? Was something unclear? That sort of thing. Secret word, just to show that you guys tuned into this video, is St. Joseph. So, be sure to include that in your message. And be sure to also include, I would like to know just a high and a low. How has it been going so far? I mean, we're about 2 weeks into this since we've been together in person in school. Tell me a high, a good moment from this whole experience. Had this coronavirus outbreak never happened, what's been one good moment that's been unexpectedly has come about from being basically sheltered in your home for 2 weeks now, and then one low moment. Think of one thing that's been difficult. If you'd like to share as well, include a God moment. I would love to hear those as well if you'd like to share. Next, so compose that message and send it on over to me on Blackbaud. Again, just a reminder, please send messages. If you're trying to reach out to me, don't do it over email, just so I have everything in one place. Please send it through Blackbaud. Next, your other task for tomorrow, or for today, excuse me, is to see if I can log in here. So again, when you log in, you guys are hopefully been seeing these enough. When you go over to my class, so this should have all your list of your classes over here. Go to bulletin board to see the daily announcements. So you're going to see kind of all the directions for the day that are displayed right in here. I'm also putting them on Classroom, so you'll be able to see those if you just check Classroom each day. But trying to keep it streamlined and kind of as simple as possible for you guys. The other thing I wanted to show you is I just put up a link for the screw tape letters, because today, or your assignment for tomorrow, is to read letter number 12, which is all about sloth. It's not an animal. It's actually one of the 7 deadly sins. So you're going to read a little bit about how the devil wants to work through laziness, sloth, kind of this spiritual sluggishness that I think a lot of times all of us kind of struggle with at certain points in our life. So you're going to read to that. If you don't have the hard copy of the screw tape letters, there's a link that I shared today that will give you a link to the online version. So just make sure you bookmark that. So read letter 12 for tomorrow. That's going to be helpful for the homework that I'm giving you guys at the end of end of class time tomorrow. And then again, a reminder that your discussion response is due by 4 p.m. today. So again, it was on the Creation and Evolution podcast from last week. A lot of you guys have already put some great responses together. So just going to click this. This is kind of where the discussion is. You can see a lot of other people's comments. So if you haven't commented on 2 other people's yet, please do that. That'll close and be due by 4 p.m. today. And basically, I'm looking to hear a compliment, a question, a connection, some sort of way that you're kind of furthering the conversation in this discussion. So if you have trouble finding where to get access to that discussion, shoot me a message, and I'll do my best to kind of show you guys. So it looks like we've had a lot of student responses so far. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, shoot me that message with the secret word, any questions from the video, and as well as just share a little bit about how it's been going for you personally. The screw tape letter number 12 on sloth and the discussion response. Again, have a great day, guys. Hope you're well, and I'll be in touch soon.